EastEnders heartbreak. Paul Bradley opens up about Nigel Bates' decline in a life-changing incident for Phil Mitchell. In a gripping turn of events on EastEnders, fans are being prepared for an emotional rollercoaster as veteran actor Paul Bradley, best known for his portrayal of Nigel Bates, reveals troubling developments in his character's storyline. The beloved character is set to face a deeply unsettling and dangerous moment next week, and the fallout will have lasting consequences for both Nigel and Phil Mitchell. Nigel, who returned to Albert Square in a surprise storyline twist, has recently been diagnosed with young-onset dementia, a condition that's both heartbreaking and complicated. As viewers will witness in the upcoming episodes, the disease begins to show devastating effects on Nigel's day-to-day life, culminating in a shocking incident that puts both him and Phil in serious danger. Bradley, a seasoned actor who first made his mark on EastEnders decades ago, has offered an emotional glimpse into the turmoil his character is going through, calling the storyline incredibly upsetting and very close to reality for so many families. The calm before the storm. The scenes unfolding next week begin with Kat Slater growing increasingly anxious about Phil's ability to care for Nigel. While Phil has taken on the role of full-time caregiver out of loyalty and love, it's becoming clear to those around him, especially Kat, that the pressure is mounting. Kat, always sharp-eyed and emotionally in tune, notices cracks in Phil's usually tough demeanor. Her concern intensifies when she sees Phil push himself beyond his limits to maintain a sense of normalcy for Nigel, despite the obvious emotional and physical toll. A frightening near-tragedy in the kitchen. The most intense moment comes when a seemingly normal afternoon turns into a nightmare. According to Bradley, the incident begins innocently enough. Phil has to step out of the house midway through making a meal, he explained in a recent interview. Nigel, who wants to be helpful, decides to carry on with the cooking. What unfolds next is a terrifying example of how quickly dementia can turn a benign situation into a disaster. Nigel, confused and disoriented, puts a pan on the stove and forgets about it. By the time Phil returns, smoke is pouring from the kitchen. In a frantic attempt to take control of the situation, both men reach for the pan, only for scalding water to spill, leaving Phil badly burned. The aftermath is raw and emotional. It's one of those moments that changes everything, Bradley noted. It's not just about the injury, it's about the realization that Phil can't do this alone anymore. Inside Nigel's mind, a gentle soul in decline. Bradley offers a deeply compassionate look at Nigel's mental state throughout all of this. He's trying to live as normally as possible, the actor said. He wants to feel useful, to feel like he's still the Nigel everyone knows and loves. But things have started to happen that are understandably very confusing for him. According to Bradley, Nigel's memory is becoming increasingly fragmented. He often mistakes the past for the present. Sometimes, he'll talk about events from years ago as if they just happened yesterday. There are moments where he doesn't even recognize where he is. The actor added that while the storyline is fictional, it reflects the lived experience of countless families affected by dementia. It's heartbreaking because you're losing someone you love in slow motion. They're still there, but not quite. Phil's quiet struggle. Phil Mitchell, a character known for his tough exterior and stoic resolve, is pushed to his emotional limits in this storyline. Despite the physical injury he suffers, it's the emotional burden that weighs heaviest. Phil's doing what he does best, taking it all on himself, Bradley said. He doesn't want to admit he's struggling. He's been through so much in his life, and his instinct is always to protect, to power through. But this is different. This is a challenge he can't fight with fists or threats. In many ways, the storyline showcases a side of Phil that fans rarely get to see, a deeply loyal friend willing to sacrifice his own well-being to care for someone he considers family. But even the strongest men have their limits. Kat sees what's happening, Bradley said. She knows Phil won't ask for help, but she also knows that continuing like this will break him. And after the incident, she draws a hard line. Phil can't do this on his own Nigel's anymore. Return. A beloved character reimagined. Nigel Bates was a fan favorite in the 90s, his gentle nature, warm humor, and signature bow ties made him one of the square's most endearing characters. When the show announced his return, longtime viewers were thrilled. But few could have predicted the emotionally intense direction the storyline would take. When I was approached to come back, I was honored, Bradley said. But I was also surprised when they told me what the story would be. This isn't just a nostalgic return, it's something deeper. It's about showing how dementia can affect someone like Nigel, someone who's kind and bright and funny. The actor admitted that preparing for the role was both rewarding and painful. I did a lot of research, spoke to families, read personal accounts. It's such a difficult thing to portray, because there's no one way dementia looks. Every person experiences it differently. A wake-up call for viewers. The show's producers have worked closely with dementia organizations to ensure the storyline is handled with accuracy and empathy. The scenes are intended not just to move the audience, but to start conversations and raise awareness. Bradley hopes that viewers will come away from the episodes with a better understanding of what it's like to live with or care for someone with dementia. It's a silent struggle in many ways, he said. It's exhausting and frightening, and yet so many people go through it without any support. The kitchen incident is just the beginning. In the weeks that follow, viewers will see more of Nigel's struggles, and the ripple effects it has on those around him. Phil will be forced to confront the reality that love and loyalty sometimes aren't enough, and that asking for help isn't a weakness, but a necessity. What's next for Nigel and Phil? While the showrunners haven't revealed exactly what lies ahead, insiders suggest that this storyline is far from over. Nigel's condition is expected to continue its decline, and Phil's role in his care will be re-evaluated. There may even be discussions about professional care or assisted living. There's a real tension between wanting to keep Nigel close and realizing what's best for him, Bradley said. That's something a lot of families deal with, wanting to do everything yourself but eventually having to let go. The journey promises to be emotional, but it's also shaping up to be one of the most important EastEnders storylines in recent years. Final thoughts. A story of love, loss, and the power of friendship. At its core, this story is about love in all its forms, romantic, platonic, familial. It's about the bonds we form and the responsibilities that come with them. Nigel and Phil's journey isn't just a plotline, it's a reflection of real lives and real struggles. For Paul Bradley, stepping back into Nigel's shoes has been an honor. It's been emotional, for sure, he said, but I'm glad we're telling this story. If it helps even one family feel seen, then it's worth it. And for fans, it's a reminder that EastEnders is more than just drama, it's a mirror of the world outside Albert Square.